Well, good afternoon. And some of you may know me. You're on my page, so hopefully you know me. My name is Carlos Campos, and I'm a connection consultant and relationship expert and the product developer of the product called Connection DNA. And we are doing something special. Chantel and I decided we want to start edifying and letting people know about some really cool stuff, some really cool products, and really cool people. And we're going to start doing this, trying to do this on Thursdays. Now, if you're part of our Connection DNA community, you know Thursdays are special about edifying others and raising people up. And there's themes for each day to be more productive. And our theme for this day is to promote and to edify people and check in and make sure that they are getting people aware of them. We want to help others, and we want to talk to you about others that we learn about. And so today, someone from our community, the Connection DNA community, when I say community, we're all doing the product together. We're all learning together and growing together, becoming connection experts. Well, this young lady is actually an expert on her own already outside of connection world. She actually is a awesome basketball player. Let's see my notes here. University all-star turned chiropractor turned product developer. And she was been a 15-year single mom, successfully raised healthy, happy, drug-free children. Dr. Sara Jernigan. Dr. Sara, as
hi Carlos. How are you?
So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a part
of this. Good to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so cool to get to interview you, find out a little bit more about your product, get to know about what you do and why you do what you do. And it's awesome. I'm super grateful that you'd let us get the opportunity to tell people about what you do, because you're doing a lot for people, changing lives, making people healthier and happier. And not only your children, but also passing that on to thousands and thousands of lives that are deeply affected by Lyme disease, of all things. It's crazy. So again, nowadays you can Google it, you can learn about it, and we're becoming more and more aware of it. If you were to describe it in like one sentence, what would you say Lyme disease is?
I would say it's one of the most misdiagnosed diseases that are out there. And so it's frustrating if you can't get the right diagnosis. And so we want to get you to help your body to heal itself. So
yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing what you have done in your journey. How the heck, I mean, you're a basketball player, all-star basketball player. You got a full ride scholarship. You must have been good. And got married, became a mama. How many kids?
Four kids.
Mm-hmm. And proud mama of 4 kids, healthy, happy, and drug-free kids, right? And helping others to do the same. It was interesting because right before we got on here, you made the comment that even antibiotics, you consider those drugs because they're not beneficial to the body, right?
Right. It's not getting the body to heal itself.
Yeah.
And so wow. Here's the back in balance.
And I love the fact that your products are so safe for people, and you can take them whether you have Lyme disease or not. They have highly beneficial things in them. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm so grateful you let me do this interview. Again, we're going to start doing more of these. And there's a special at the end. We're going to talk to you about a special offer that Dr. Jernigan, Dr. Sara, here, she likes to be known as Dr. Sara, okay, is offering for those of you that are connected with us. She's got a special promo for you. So stay tuned to the end and you'll hear about that promo, because if you know someone with Lyme disease, you're definitely going to want to have them listen to this audio or play this video for them so they can learn a little bit more about what's out there that can actually help them and be a benefit to them. And that's what I love doing, is bringing good things, good products to people in need. And you know, through Connection DNA, we're bridging the gap where people are so disconnected in this world with masks and social distancing. We're restoring connection in the home and restoring connection and relationship through our product Connection DNA. So we love it. We love to partner with people. And Dr. Sara is an amazing woman. Had the opportunity to get to spend some good quality time with her and learn more about her. And you're in for a real treat today. So stay tuned and let's put on that PowerPoint. Let's check out some of these slides you have that helps us to understand. Because the one thing that I told Dr. Sara is I said, hey, I want to do this where I'm just kind of learning with the people, because I don't know much about Lyme disease, and I don't know about you, the audience here. You know, you may just have a friend that is you know, lethargic and weak and not very energetic. Well, maybe there's something here, because I know that as Dr. Sara started this, and what she said was that they're all about Lyme disease, right? And they're experts in that field. And she truly has been doing this for how many years, Dr. Sara? How many years have you been treating and helping people with Lyme disease?
Only 25.
Oh, is that? Oh my goodness. I guess you've been doing it since you was like 7 years old.
I don't know why my first screen's not working, but
That's all
anyway.
good.
So yeah, so we and somebody asked me, what do? I make and formulate herbal products, and I actually hand harvest them. We actually put them into our own elixirs. And so I didn't, well, anyway, I didn't tell you this before, but we speak to the plants before we harvest them, and we tell them that I need them to, they're going to heal a lot of people. So I need their energy up high. And so we pray, it's a prayer all the way through the process.
Okay.
So from harvesting to formulating and everything. And
Well, this is pretty crazy, because like people are all big on non-GMO, right? And all these things like that are like what is it? Homegrown. What is it? When they're all chickens are able to run free. Like, it's amazing, because when I think about this, like, you actually grow the plants, you create the formulation of these products, you are involved in creating the products as well, and you grow the plants and you create the product, all that.
yeah, so you're back
You're
to
the manufacturer too, then.
yeah, back to the creation codes. God gave us the plants to heal ourselves. And so I actually don't grow grow the plants. It's called wildcrafting. So what you guys call weeds, I call medicine. And so I don't really have to grow them. I just have to go out to the fields and harvest them. So they just come up naturally.
Okay.
And so I think the other day we were talking about in the creation code, we usually like to harvest right after a rainstorm. And so we get those ions in those plants. And so we need the most highly energetic plants. That's why they're not dry. We don't oxidize them.
So you guys hear how methodical she is and specific for a product. This
Right.
isn't some massively produced mega pharmaceutical movement here. It's amazing to hear that you're so detailed about it and so purposeful. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She keeps
And
referring to creation code. That's one of our that's something that we talk about in our content, and we've been going through that. And so
and so basically, to go back to the legacy, which is what you guys talk about. So our business is a mother-daughter team. So the legacy is being produced in this. I didn't, and so DNA, why I connect so well with it. And so anyway, so we're known for Lyme disease. And so we give other people alternative solution instead of antibiotics.
So good, doctor. So good. And it's natural and healthy for you, even if you don't have Lyme disease. That's
right.
What's so amazing. If you're really wise, you're truly someone who is wise, you would think about preventative stuff. And that's what's amazing about her products too. It's not just something you take when you get Lyme disease or have all these other things happening. You can take it as preventative.
Right.
So let's see
Because
the next slide. Tell us about this next slide here.
so, yeah, I was going to say, when you have to deal with Lyme, you have to understand yeast, mold, fungus, bacteria, viruses, parasites. And so that's why that's why so many people come to us, just even for yeast infection or a virus. We did great with the wonderful thing that's happening now. But we're just, the reason we help people is because they were misdiagnosed. And these are illnesses that people have that are incurable. And so there is a Lyme component to it. So if you just help with the Lyme aspect of it, then you can tailor it in to more specific what that person is. So as of right now, they say there's 476,000 Americans are diagnosed and treated with Lyme disease right now.
That's so crazy.
And so this kind of is like, so we live in Kansas, right here in the middle, and they're
Right.
the why on earth is like Kansas?
Now look at this. There's 50 states it's been all over. So it's real. 40 billion laboratory test results. Because I guess you said in the past it was not like socially accepted, so people didn't even know what they had or wouldn't talk about it. And then I thought, like, it's interesting. So I'm like, okay, Lyme, where did it get its name? I was like, hey, doctor, why is it all red up towards the northeastern area? And so tell us about that.
Because it was discovered in Lyme, Connecticut. And so it was politically incorrect to have Lyme disease in any other countries, like Kansas, because they didn't want people to stop coming to Kansas or to any other state if they knew that there was Lyme disease, because people were the big scare. Like, we're talking 25 years ago. Right. And now they're seeing that it's everywhere.
So you're doing chiropractic work originally.
Yeah.
Good chiropractor, but then you started seeing that there was more than just the physical body that was taking place. There were symptoms of, like you said, the fibromyalgia, all the different things that are symptoms, right? Where the symptoms reveal themselves. And so you started, how long have you been actually creating these products?
Since 1997.
Wow.
Yeah, so we always say, if you don't ask the right question, you're not going to get the right answer. So if you keep going to an electrician and you need a plumbing job, the electrician isn't going to understand how to do a plumbing work. So you have to have the right tools. So when you do biological functional medicine, you have to have a lot of tools to help the body to heal itself. So
then originally you were chiropractic, you were doing some chiropractic work, you saw people coming in with all these different symptoms, and you were just admittedly like, hey, chiropractic alone isn't going to help this. And so you knew that you needed something more. And so you started creating the products.
Right. And so we could tell that it was, so we created the products which was Borrelia to help the Borrelia burgdorferi, which is the Lyme component. And so then we could tell that we were getting rid of the bacteria out of the body, but the people were having symptoms still. So then we realized it was the toxins that were causing the symptoms, the muscle fatigue, the brain fog. So then the neuroanatox formula came. And so we just kept seeing the layers and the layers and the layers that was part of the Lyme disease. So that's why there's a bunch of remedies.
So you're an all-star basketball player that decided to take on the battle. You love the challenge. You're, you played center, right? Is that right? You and I were talking about that. Yep. Even though you're how tall?
5'10".
5'10", and there's some 6 foot something players, right, that you played against. So she's a little scrapper. So I think it's fascinating that she went from basketball then to scrapping with disease, and not only any disease, but and I have a couple friends that have told me this is no joke. It is no joke. Lyme disease is not something you play around with. And it's, you know, when people have it, they are just out for the count. Their life is pretty much to almost a stop. I had one friend who said he couldn't work, he couldn't do anything. He was just pretty much bedridden and had to be taken care of. And it's crazy to me to think that you took on that challenge and you've seen thousands and thousands of people have their life restored over the years. That's
Yeah, so if
amazing.
I know they would have like CEOs or Olympic athletes that couldn't
Wow,
get out of the bed. They have to have help to get to the bathroom. And the doctors were telling them it's all in their head. And
that's
so you're
crazy.
right. I am a warrior. We talked about this earlier.
Come
I'm
on,
a warrior.
girl.
I'm a fighter. It's like, and so
Let's
we fight
do
for
this.
you. We
Let's
fight.
change some lives, right?
Right.
Let's go to the next slide.
Okay. And so let's see. So this just gives you an idea of our remedies. And so when it comes to Lyme disease, we have all different stages. Like what happens if you get bit by a tick? I kind of go over.
Let me ask you a question. Now, I want to, because I know you're going to get all these technical terms. I'm going to try to keep it simple because I'm like the guy that doesn't get all this stuff. So, and our audience probably doesn't either. But why is there a big deal about ticks? Is that where it originated? It came from ticks originally, or that's where they discovered it was in ticks, or tell me about it.
Well, as it's actually, it was created, and it was put into ticks, and so that's why ticks get the so in Lyme, Connecticut was where the lab was, where it all started.
Gotcha.
And so, but now it's a bacteria, so it could be chiggers or mosquitoes.
And it can be brought on by even mold and mildew. Like they've discovered that anything that's going to disrupt your immune system essentially could do it.
No, you still have to get the bacteria in you, either
Okay.
by the mosquito or chigger or tick. But if you have mold or mildew, it lowers your immune system
So
to
where
where
you're
you're
more susceptible.
yeah.
Okay.
Because you can get bit by a tick, but doesn't mean your body should be able to handle it, you know?
Gotcha. That makes sense. Your body should be able to be strong enough to fight against the bacteria. And that's what's so cool about your products. As I was asking questions before we did this, I'm like, so you're telling me that I could take this stuff and this isn't pharmaceutical stuff. This is plant derived, healthy for you, going to boost your immune system, going to boost that libido, make us healthier, happier, and stronger. And drug free. See, there's a theme going on here. She did it for her kids. Now she wants to do it for us, which is
Well,
awesome.
God did this. I didn't. He created the plants. So all he does is express himself through Jernigan nutraceuticals by these products. So we're just as amazed as everybody else. It's like we get the testimonies are amazing.
Yeah.
And speaking of chickens, we have so many so many stories about our products with chickens. But because
So it helps animals too,
oh
right?
my God. Yes, and they respond better because they don't eat junk food, you know?
Wow.
So
That's crazy. That's so cool. So how does it help like chickens then? Tell me a chicken story.
well, the ones that they would have like a floppy baby, you know, they would just be floppy and they would get like certain molds and fungus in them. And so they can use our products in the water, or they'll just put it down their mouth. And this one couple that does is they have people fighting for their chickens because they're so healthy and they want those chickens, and because they
That's so
survive all
cool.
illnesses.
So you've helped thousands of people and you've
Yes.
helped thousands of animals over the years.
Mhm.
A long time to be in business, Doc. That's pretty awesome. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep going here. What's the next slide? What we got?
So with our business, we say health in a bottle is a myth. So if just taking an antibiotic helped Lyme disease, it would have worked and we wouldn't have been in this mess. Okay, so we are all about making sure you think about the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and environmental of yourself. So it's all about breaking your cycles and changing it to something different. And
So yeah, that's a good point, because we do in Connection DNA, that's what we always talk about, how important it is to break your cycle. Because what we need to recognize is we're in cycles of, think about this for a second. Again, if you go to the doctor, it's okay. I'm just saying it's a cycle. Just recognize the habit or the cycle that you have. So you get a sniffle, you set the appointment, you go see the doctor prescribes the prescription of pharmaceutical stuff, antibiotics. You take the antibiotics for so many days, and then you get better and you feel better and you go on with life. And then it happens again. You get a fever or the aches and pains, and you go see the doctor, and you hear the cycle. So it's a cycle. So what's so phenomenal here is in Connection DNA, we say, well, let's break our cycles that might not be so beneficial, but you don't know what you don't know. That's what's interesting. Like, we don't know that's where this is important, that we help people to understand, that, hey, there might be a better way than antibiotics. Yes, there are some people that really believe in it. I get it. However, there might be a better way. And that's what I love about what you've created here, Dr. Sara, is there's stuff to really boost your immune system, to help you recover quickly if your immune system's down. So it helps the whole person, not just Lyme disease, but the whole person in all aspects. So tell us a little bit about some of your clients that you've helped. Give us a story of people.
So one of my clients, she had like over $25 million worth of properties and stuff, and then her stepfather passed away, and then her mom sued her, and so she had to fight her mom for being sued. And after that, she came down with ALS. Okay, so now she's not walking, she's not talking, she's on a feeding tube. So you have to address that heartbreak. I mean, the heartbreak that caused the illness that came in. So as she's working on, so then I was like, I think, you also have Lyme, because they were, she moved from New Orleans to Georgia because she didn't have, they said, we don't have good enough doctors here. So once I got her on the short-term intensive protocol, it was just real quick for her body. I mean, by this time she's walking and talking, but she was able to, she had quicker energy, her fevers were going away. And so that's why every time you're dealing with chronic illness, you have to address where did the heartbreak, where did the betrayal come from, and you have to stop that cycle, because like I said, if you just do the remedy, you're going to get so far. But if your environment is all messed up with mold and fungus, it's a whole picture.
That's amazing. So it's almost like, if I don't pull the root of that weed, right? If I just cut off the weed, it's going to come back, right? You're going to have more later, and sometimes it multiplies, and you're like, oh, good, you pruned me, I'm going to, right? So it's like, I love the fact that you're real about it. Like, so many doctors, like, just take this pill. Dr. Sara could come on here and say, just take this remedy, it'll fix you. And she's saying, no, there's more to it. There always is. There's always something at the root. There's always challenges they're facing. And interesting enough, and it adds to it, right? It compounds it. It creates the cycles and causes it to be worse and worse and worse, and like a snowball effect, right? If you think of a cycle, you understand the more you do it and it's not beneficial, it's going somewhere. It's compounding, and it's going to become bigger and bigger. And she helps to head it off with her product, but then also dealing with the mind, body, and spirit, everything combined is what makes a difference. So powerful. And that's where she and I come in very much alignment, because with Connection DNA, that's really the heart of it as well, is really working on the mind, working on the spirit.
And the habit.
The cycles are so important.
Yeah, because
are they beneficial?
It's because what I tell people when they have Lyme disease, you now have to think as being a professional athlete. You have to know that 24/7, you have to pay attention to this, and so you can't just like, okay, I took my pills, I'm good. No, that you're in bitty ball. So we need you to be a professional athlete. You have to concentrate and focus. And so your habits have to be in alignment and physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, environmentally, in addition to the remedies. The remedies are directed to help your body to heal. It works with your body.
Right.
And of course I'm talking chronic with my stories with acute is you almost don't even know you have anything if you start on the product, if you have a cold or a virus. So when you're healthy, it goes fast.
So it's just starting to creep in, right? When it's acute,
Right.
it's just starting getting there. It's little. Is that it's just with the littler symptoms? That's why it's acute. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, it's just like we with our Virogen, for instance, which is in our Mybrelligen. If you just start getting a cold or a sniffle and you just take it, you almost don't even realize you're going to get a cold or flu because you just kicked it. You kicked it fast. So
that's so cool. And you know what's interesting? You talk about disciplines. Obviously, you come from a background of disciplines. You don't become an all-star scholarship university basketball player without disciplines. And
right.
so that's pretty cool that you were able to bring that then to us, to people in this product world, in this, is it called nutraceuticals?
Yeah, nutraceuticals, right.
I'm learning. Yes. Woo! You like that? That's a sprout. Somebody write that down. Nutraceuticals. See, I'm learning too with you. All right, let's see what's going on next one here. So it treats all the body. That's so cool. And look at this. Wow. So she has other stuff for you. She does ebooks. She has the J Nutra handbook app. She does phone consultations. She's a full package, you guys. It's amazing. She's kind of like this untapped secret. She's probably gonna get overwhelmed with so much business after this, but take advantage of the fact that she can do this now, and is able and willing to help you on all these different levels. And we're talking about how can we incorporate some of her stuff and her training and her into our content, because she does have some really good stuff, and to treat the mind and to help people when they have an SOS. Like, this is cool. She was showing me, oh yeah, the next one is the app, right? Is that the next one? We can come back to this if we need to.
This is
the music.
Okay, but I can
but it has go to the app real quick. This is cool. So check this out. So they've got this new app, and I love this. I love that Dr. Sara and her team, they're so innovative, right? That's important, to stay innovative and to meet your needs and keep it simple. So they've got this app and gives you guidance if you've got a cold, a flu. Oh my gosh, I got bit by a tick. And what do I do? Right? Or I'm just having an off day, SOS. And I saw this, I was like, this is brilliant, because different situations call for different things, right? It's real. But when you have her app, and it's going to help you through those hard times, it's going to give you practical things to do. And so that's where we can go back to the music now, right? And there's also testimonials with the video gallery, and also her information about the product. She has a ton of information, talks way over my head. That's why I'm like, hey, I'm gonna walk through this presentation with you, because don't talk over my head. We're gonna keep it simple. Like, what do they call it? The normal language, 3rd or 4th grade language for me. But Music Monday, this is so cool. So she was sharing with me how they've created these playlists that really encourage you, help to create a better environment. We're all about that. Environment is key in relationships and connection. Environment is so necessary.
Yeah, when you're not feeling safe and you feel alone, especially when you have Lyme, you feel very much alone. You're very much abandoned, because everybody, almost it's better to have cancer or heart disease because people rally behind you. But when it comes to Lyme, they spouses abandon them, parents abandon because they're told it's all in their head.
Yeah.
So we created Music Monday to help the caregivers because they get tired taking care of their sick loved ones, whether it's a child or a spouse. And so this is our way to say, we're trying to connect with you. We get it. You're not alone. You're
Yeah,
really not
that's
alone.
really amazing. And I
Mhm.
love that you encourage also journaling. You got some education here on journaling. We also are proponents of that, huge proponents, releasing the stuff, right? And that's again what was so cool talking to Dr. Sara here about her product. It's like she's helping release the toxins. When we hold on to the toxins, doesn't that sound familiar? We got to release things. And when we talk about journaling in Connection DNA, that's absolutely what we say. You got to release the old junk to receive the good new stuff. And so it's the same kind of thing of what her product's doing in the physical.
Right.
And then she's also confirming it with journaling too and releasing things too, helping the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the relational. It's
Because
all
it's a
around good
tough
package,
illness.
Doc.
It's a tough illness. You have to be super, super focused.
Well, I can imagine, right? Because a lot of what I've heard about it and what I've seen and friends that have told me about their situations, hey, you're just lazy.
Yeah.
Just, overcome it with your mind. Come on. And what's so crazy is it's a combination of everything.
Yeah.
So I actually had some experience with a relative who had fibromyalgia. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, there are certain days where they just can't get out of bed. And
Right.
so again, if we understand that that can be connected to Lyme disease, wow, crazy. And so
And,
boosting our immune system with product and journaling and music and everything we can just to raise our frequencies, raise our
right.
environment. We raise our frequency, and it's awesome that you're so innovative too with your app,
One
doctor.
thing
Well
that's
done.
for one thing I use when people are in bed, I get them to give during that time.
Wow.
That's it. Since they can't get out of bed, they can give. They can give by prayer. They can give by writing notes, and so to help because of that spiraling down. But you can lay in bed and give,
That's
and
so
so
good. Wow, that's cool. You got to. So how do they get the app? Go back to the app thing. That's cool.
okay, it's Jane Otra handbook.
Okay, and you can do it on iOS or Android. And this is just getting released, you guys. See how innovative they are? So
Mhm.
awesome. And there's SOS on there. If you're just like, I'm done, I need some help. I need, and maybe even if you're challenged with suicidal thoughts, they have some awesome help in that. And
Yeah,
uh-huh.
this is where my wanting to help the military people because of their suicide rate is so high. As
PTSD.
Yeah, so when it was like, what do I do when they get in trouble, and they're alone. And so this is what you do. But I started this because, I would be like in Turkey and I'd get sick and I have to call my kids and go, okay, what am I supposed to do? So I said, I
Yeah,
have
because
to
you couldn't
have
think
an
straight.
SOS. Yeah, I have to have an SOS
Yeah,
to remind me that I
love it.
teach to everybody else. So I'm like, if I know it, what about my poor people,
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's why I had this created.
Love
So
it.
the same for me. What am I
That's so
supposed
good. So good. So
to
practical. Thank you for doing this. I mean, look at that. You even have children, right? Sometimes we don't recognize allergies versus a sickness, right? I mean, how many times we probably have been over the years because it's just take an antibiotic. We treat it for a sickness or an illness instead of an allergy. A crazy amount, I imagine.
right. Just deal with the mold and fungus and then you don't really and the parasites, then you don't have allergic reactions most of the
Wow.
time.
That's so good. So good. Well,
So,
what you got?
okay, I think my last slide is just
Yeah.
our whole thing is about we want our customers to achieve complete healing as quickly as possible so they can get back to playing with their kids, dancing with their friends, laughing with their spouse, and going after their dreams.
That's amazing. So the whole heart behind it is to truly empower optimal healing through action and evidence-based education. I love it. It's amazing. The results are in. Some of you may know some of these testimonials. Go check it out. I was shocked. I had some of my friends on there. I was like, what? You take your product? Dr. Sara, they take your product. This is my buddy. This is my friend. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, I think so.
I didn't know.
Like the
I just
creator, she
knew.
doesn't know all the people, right? Because there's so many lives changed, thousands and thousands of lives changed from her products and what she's created. And I want to get the word out because I know some of you by now with, millions, probably millions of people that have been, affected by Lyme disease, or how about COVID? I mean, she said this stuff boosts your immune system. So COVID loves to attack people that have a low immune system. Let's be real.
I think that was the highest. I think that was the highest. What's the word? Honor that I was given by when people started to get fearful of COVID. They knew exactly where to come, and we had the answers, and so we were able to take care of our people, because they knew how to ask the right question. They knew exactly where to go, and so that was the honor.
I love this. I love that what you've done, and we promised you that you would get a little reward for staying the whole time. If you want to order some of her product, go on her website. What is that website?
It's jnutra.com.
Nutra.
jnutra.com.
jnutra. Very easy. jnutra.com. That's easy to remember. jnutra.com. Now, when you get to the promotions, if you type in Sanctuary, okay, Peculiar Sanctuary is our company, and she's going to give you free shipping because you attended this video, you watched this Facebook Live, or you watched this recording. So go do that. Type in Sanctuary, and she'll know where it came from. She'll know that you were listening during this time, or that you shared this video. We're going to make this video available. I'm going to put it on YouTube and make it available to public, so you can have it as well and learn about it. Put Sanctuary in there, you'll get free shipping. And that's pretty good sometimes when you're across the nation. She's in the middle of the nation, but shipping's a big deal these days. So you'll get some free shipping as a gift from us. And I'm super grateful for doing that for us.
I wanted to tell you, most of my clientele is doctors. So we sell to, that's where most of our doctors, so they're frontline dealing with patients, and we always want them to really go to a doctor. And so when they go to a doctor, they're not having to pay for shipping. So that's why if they were, but not everybody can go to a Lyme literate doctor. Right. And so when they know your code, then they can get that free shipping too.
That's so cool. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate that. That was an honor to us, and we're grateful that you'd be willing to give them free shipping. And you know what? Again, these things, you mentioned libido to me before. We just had a men's event, and that comes up at times, where the libido's gone, the energy's not there. So, besides maybe they need more exercise, right? There's an all around thing right here, but yet your product can help in that way as well, right?
Yeah, that one's Cytogen.
Can we go back to the picture of the products? Is it on there?
No, Cytogen's not on here.
Oh, Cytogen's not. Okay.
But that's the one.
Okay, so let's go back to products, because I'm just curious. Like, probably other people are like, well, I don't have Lyme disease, but I'm huge about preventative. Okay, so which one would you recommend for someone that just needs something to keep them healthy and strong and wanting to be at their optimal health? What would they?
BioMcLaren I made as our natural antibiotic.
Okay.
And then this one is Macola oil, which is really good for topical, for burns, bug bites, eczema. So, and then if you find yourself having, like I always said, you don't have a headache because you're deficient in aspirin or Tylenol. So you got into some kind of toxin. So Zerotox, instead of, masking the symptoms, Zerotox will help get the toxins out of your body.
So this is so awesome. And with your app, Dr. Sara, does it kind of show this too, like what each one will help with?
Yeah, each bundle will show, because I'm all about treating the body. So so for allergies, yeast, mold, fungus, what products do I recommend for that?
Okay, you're awesome.
Thank
Such a
you.
blessing. So
You guys are
grateful.
fun to be with.
Oh
You
my goodness.
understand me. You understand me.
Yes. So
Mhm.
grateful that you did this for us and for our community. And yeah, let's be healthy. Let's be strong, and let's connect on deeper levels, people. Seriously. Um, know that you are in a good place when you're around good people like Dr. Sara and around the people in the community of Connection DNA. We truly want to see you transform your life and see you be changed. So when the battle's rough, when things are getting rough, you can press play, you can tune into music, you can, tune into this app and learn a lot and grow, and then have a good product to help the body on the physical level. So Dr. Sara, thank you so much. Any last words?
Um, I yeah, we have fit this together very well, but I highly recommend the DNA connection classes because it has helped me to have better habits, be better focused, and know what my mission and my vision and my peculiar is. And it's all full circle. I mean, it is
They all
amazing.
work together. They all work together, don't they? It's so
Uh,
good. I love the alignment that we have, Doctor. Thank you so much. And bless you in your business, bless your family, bless your legacy, and bless the thousands and thousands of lives that you have helped and continue to help and will help in the future. And the way you're helping people to be healthier physically and doing preventative work too. It's so awesome. So I'm looking forward to many more times together. Dr.
yeah.
Said, have a great day.
You too.